she's going to become Carnage. I do think she is hiding something from us, and I want to find out what it is. Carnage, 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 Carnage. I don't think Aunt May is going to turn into Carnage anymore. I think something more sinister is approaching. Aunt May is going to become Apocalypse. I just know it. Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another reaction for you guys. It's Spectacular Saturday. You know what that means, guys. It's time for us to continue the Spectacular Spider-Man. This is Season 2, Episode 2, Destructive Testing. Interesting title. Now, in the Season 2 premiere, we had Mysterio and a surprise appearance, a cameo from Stan Lee that was freaking awesome. And in that same scene, Mysterio was officially introduced. Now, we were introduced to him kind of in Season 1, but he wasn't Mysterio yet. But now, we have Mysterio. And all the tricks and things he was using was great in terms of technology and illusions. It was just great in terms of pulling off Mysterio as like the sorcerer and everything. And so it was cool that Peter was had to find a new way to kind of battle against that by wrapping what was a web, I think, around his head and basically using his spidey sense to determine what's real and what isn't. Because if like a train coming at him, it's not real. But his spidey sense to go off. But when the spidey sense does go off, something is actually coming towards him and all that. It was just really cool throughout the episode. Him learning, and even, what's her name? Liz, I think that's her name. The character who is now starting to become a little bit more friendly with Peter at the end of Season 1, now into Season 2. She was the one to kind of imply that when you're looking over here at something that the illusionist wants you to see, you really need to be looking over here, implying that there's a different approach to fighting Mysterio than what he's used to. So it was pretty exciting for him to kind of learn that over throughout the episode. And then even the bigger reveal that the real Mysterio wasn't even taken, okay? Like, they used some sort of, like, body robot double or whatever, like basically a drone or something that looked like Mysterio, and that was taken because the real Mysterio was behind with, I think, the Tinkerer, is that the character's name, who was on some sort of phone call or something with the Master Planner, some sort of new character they're bringing into the mix that needs all this stuff taken from different locations because Mysterio was stealing a bunch of different stuff throughout the episode, and basically there's some sort of Master Planner. Is Aunt May the Master Planner? Is it Gwen Stacy? Is it Mary Jane Watson? Joking, but get my point. Like, who could it be? I'm guessing it's a new character we've not been introduced to yet. Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I'm excited to get into the episode and see what they do here because I love the hell out of the show, as you guys know. I can't wait to get into it. And I just love the fact that we have another season, even though this is the last season of the show. But at least we have a good number of episodes left to go through and discuss and talk about. So here we go, guys. Episode 2 of Season 2. Let's go.
The beast is mad with fever. It must be put down.
Wait. Is that Kraven? Yeah, this has to be Kraven. Holy shit. Wow. Okay. Lion. Uh-oh. Oh! I was gonna say, what?
Another package from our anonymous friend in America.
Anonymous friend? Who is it?
The beast is intriguing. It is a prey worthy of my prowess. We will
So
fly to
Rhino.
New York
Okay.
to hunt.
Oh, Spider-Man. But I saw pictures of Rhino too in the mix, so. Who's that? Oh. Oh. Okay.
Flash look about done.
Nice reflexes.
Spider sense. Oh, come on, Pete. Just tell her how you feel.
Thought we could head over together and maybe score a little crosstown bus privacy for a real talk.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I aced that vinyl. I can feel it. And it's all because I had the world's best tutor, Petey.
Oh, kiss on the cheek.
Welcome back, Pete. Thanks.
Yeah. This wasn't like an easy decision, by the way. So.
I won't need a third.
He was right behind me at the Thanksgiving parade when that monster. Anyway.
Yeah, well, he was the monster.
Do you think?
Sorry, Miles Warren. Miles, this is...
Yes, Gwen Stacy, Peter Parker. My brother, your biology professor, speaks highly of you both. Now, Kurt, about your theories on lizard DNA's mutagen in a matter
That
of...
line of research was a dead end, Miles.
Yeah.
Something of an embarrassment, really, please.
Yeah, trust me, you don't want to know. Well, maybe you do.
If you insist.
Agility.
Oh, he's being stalked. He's being watched. He doesn't even know.
Prey worthy of Sergei Kravinov.
Oh, careful. Yep,
Where'd you come from?
he's been following you.
By way of Mother Africa.
About to say. Oh, shit. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, oh shit. I think they're gonna bust through. He actually got captured. Well, there's always a first.
At last, Kravinov can be Kravinov and
Oh.
thrill to a true challenge.
True challenge. Okay, well, let's see. Oh,
What is this?
exactly.
My spectacular spider powers.
Spectacular spider. There you go. That was close. Oh, got part of his suit. Oops.
Okay, the problems with the hearts were half price and do not
Yeah.
reflect my very high macho quotient.
Dodge, 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 dodge. Ooh.
You're good. Maybe
Yeah,
the hunting
he is
is
good.
the best.
And
When
he's
it comes to the New
he's
York
he's being
superpowers,
he's not holding back either.
you're out of your league.
Only the hunt may restore my lost honor. Goryatkin.
What the hell? It's a lion on the leash. Oscorp. Who called him though? I want to know. Are they gonna reveal who called Craven?
Increase cell division.
Shouldn't be doing
I'm as
this.
close to adapting Dr. Connor's mutagen to mammalian DNA as I can come. My laboratory.
I'm surprised he's not freaking out. There's a lion. He's like, all right, I'm just intrigued.
Goryatkin is no man's property. Yes.
Oh,
I gave Spider-Man
Oh my
his
God.
powers.
he's just making this up.
Yes, that is how he beat me.
Liz, you can't want to be
Yeah.
Pikachu is
Oh my
contagious.
gosh.
I don't mind catching what Petey's got.
Can't believe I just said that.
I know, I was surprised too. Come on. Ooh, ooh. Nice.
There's no need for melodrama.
He has a gun. Jesus. Oh shit, it's working. It just took the time, a little bit of a delay. Holy shit, what the fuck is going on?
Craven, the hunter.
Jesus Christ.
Right?
Yeah.
Kravinov, is that you?
Well, Craven now, but yes.
You can call me Craven now.
Craven. Oh shit. How's he gonna beat him?
Of lion.
But you're not my first genetic experiment gone wrong.
That's
Just a
true.
horse that smells like a litter box.
All I smell.
That was good. Can't pull him. Oh, damn. Nice move.
I really need you.
You do?
Yeah.
As soon as I can, I promise.
Yeah, as soon as you figure this out.
Thanks, Petey.
I've had enough of gorillas for one night. This one's for Flash.
Ooh, nice.
Want that?
Exactly. Oh my god. Jesus, this is brutal. Is this gonna, what are you doing? Oh. Eventually it's gonna stop him. Ooh, nice. What's he trying to do? Just keep adding more webs on him?
Sorry, who's the prey?
Jesus. And he's gone. Yep, he's gone.
Are you okay?
Wow, I was gonna say, what's on his face?
But Flash is
Damn.
still in surgery. I'm so glad you.
Well, he did great. There's every reason to be hopeful, but we won't know how the knee will heal for months. Glad to hear it.
Our anonymous American friend now has a name.
Master
Of sorts.
Oh,
I'm called the Master Planner, and I was wondering how
okay.
feel about hunting in packs.
Pax. Oh, of course. Of course. The Master Planner was the one that contacted Craven to go to New York to hunt Spider-Man. Makes a lot of sense. And of course, at the end, they had to say, how would you feel about hunting in packs? Indicating multiple people are going to be sent to get Spider-Man. Okay, okay. This was a really good episode. Okay, I love the fact that it opened with Craven out in Africa and like tackling a rhinoceros, like just tackling the rhino, just like knocking it down. And then they have this lion, and it's like, oh shit, the lion's gonna attack him, and then it does. But then it's like, oh, it's kind of his pet, not really, but kind of a companion, because he says no man can tame the lion. You know, when that scientist asked when they're in the lab. But yeah, so I really enjoyed the episode, and I love the transformation that he took, because he looks like Craven as is when he goes to hunt Spider-Man and goes after him in the first fight, which was a pretty solid thing there, because you saw where he was being very tactile and kind of following his prey, and Peter didn't even have a spidey sense go off until an arrow was fired at him. He didn't realize behind him Craven is there, and then the transformation occurs, which is interesting. So he uses his lion, and I forget the name. It was like a very weird name for the lion, but they're tracking all over where Peter is, like even at the Daily Bugle, and they go to the lab, of course, Dr. Connor's lab. And there's that other scientist there who was looking into the research that, of course, Connor's made about, you know, the mutation and what turned to the lizard. And he shut the computer on that guy and saying, this is not to be researched anymore. There's a personal reason behind it. Because he became the lizard. Well, you know, neither here nor there. But of course, that other scientist, I forget his name, like, what was this, something Miles Warren or something, I think that was his name. The name sounds familiar, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyways, but regardless, so he looks into the research. He looks into it, and then of course, here comes Craven, here comes the lion, and they can smell he's been here. It's like, of course, because Peter's now working there again. He's back there doing another internship. And so I think there was a line from Craven that said that he had done several days of this type of like I guess like payments and different tests and different stuff going on. So this has been going on for a little bit, and then he becomes this like mutated version of himself where he is at super strength. And even before he turned into now what he calls himself as, I am now Craven the Hunter. Before then, he said, he even told Spider-Man in the middle of that first fight when he was first hunting him that I'm not gonna hold back. I'm gonna be at full capacity here going after you, and he's still lost. So now the fight has drastically changed. He's now a mutated, like, I'm guessing a lion type a creature. Like he looked kind of like a lion, hyena, like hybrid. Like there's like I could see multiple futuristics of different animals within Craven. And so that fight completely changed because he was brutally like hurting Peter. Even Peter had a bruised eye at the end of the episode, and just it goes to show how strong this new Craven, this now stronger Craven, due to him paying to become like this. He's like, you paid to be like this? I like that line from Peter. He's like, you paid to be like this, really? And then him trying to, because I was saying too before they got to the final conclusion of the big fight here towards the end, Peter has to think strategically to defeat him, because they've been proving throughout that second fight, that big fight, that this new version of Craven, now he calls himself Craven the Hunter, this mutated version of Craven, he's so strong there's no way Peter could fight him. Like there's no way he could physically beat him in a sense without any sort of strategic or some sort of strategy to get him to the point where he could defeat him physically. So he goes around, he creates a kind of barrier for Craven to kind of stick in, and kept throwing webs at him and kind of slowing him down and having the webs hitting him and kind of holding him back, and also probably slowing him down a little bit, and then just a whale of punches surprising him. Because I was like, oh, he's out of web shooter. Not good, and he still ends up winning. But then, of course, Craven gets taken away by Calypso. And then, of course, the master plan at the end of the episode. So, good stuff. I love the fact that Craven was in this episode. That was really cool. And I love the fact that it opened with it. It's a great way to open the episode. So, like, what the fuck's going on here? That's got to be Craven. And it was. That was really cool. So, we have this other part of the storyline going on in terms of Liz or Gwen. Because Liz, they've been slowly building up over time where Liz is starting to really like Peter more and more. And now, like, she ran out after Peter got done with his, I think it was like a test, right? It was like a bio something test. Of course, Peter finishes early. And Gwen finishes, and she reflexed, and that football went right by his face. She reflexed really fast. I'm like, Oh, Spider-Gwen. No, that's not. I don't think that's what they're setting up. But you get my point. It was really cool to see the reflexes, like where she was like just really like just move out of the way. It was like it was a really cool thing to see. I'm trying to think, when was Spider-Gwen introduced in the comics? Was it before or after the show? Regardless, it was cool. But he tries to talk to her, and then of course Liz comes out and then hugs Peter and gives him a kiss on the cheek, thanking him for his help in terms of tutoring her. And then of course Gwen leaves, and Gwen is like, I don't even know what's going on here, because Peter keeps thinking he likes Gwen, but then there's like things pulling him to Liz, and Liz, of course, is there at the football game. They win the football game, but she's there, and she finds, oh, is that the new camera, Peter? And he's like, yeah, I got it from my exclusive, deal with the Bugler or whatever, the exclusive contract that he had, because he was going to tell Gwen, and I don't think he ever told Gwen. I don't think he ever told her, or he was planning on calling her, and then of course Norman Osborn calls. So like we didn't see a continuation of that. We didn't see Norman, because we ended with episode 1 kind of saying Norman's waiting for him to show up. So I forgot to mention that in the intro, but anyways, so Liz is hanging up on Peter, and then, of course, they win and all that kind of stuff, but then Flash is hurt, Flash Thompson. And so they're at the hospital, and Liz calls in the middle of the second fight. She's like, can you be here, please? And he's like, I'm kind of busy. I'll be there as soon as I can. She doesn't even mention his hurt eye. She's not really paying too much attention. But, of course, he's there for her, and she's leaning on him, and then of course, she's really there for Flash, but she needs someone to be there for her. So maybe maybe Peter's gonna end up being with Liz. I don't know, because it felt like they were kind of setting up, Peter and Gwen, but maybe not. Maybe the plan is for Liz, because they kept like showing where Liz is really liking Peter, and he's trying to talk to Gwen, but it ultimately just doesn't work out. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do, because like I really like the fact that this show is throwing surprises. I wasn't expecting Liz to really start liking Peter a lot, and then ultimately like her really needing him to be around and stuff, and how she's really like, even the thing about like that one cheerleader said to Liz about, do you stay away from Peter, like the nerdiness will come off on you or something, like some silly line about don't get too close to being the nerd or geek. She's like, I something about she really wants to be around Peter, like whatever that line was, like yeah, like they're really setting that up. Like that's surprising. The Kraven stuff, and then him becoming this mutated version of Kraven, like it's really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. I don't know. I love this show. That's what it really boils down to. I love this show. Can't get enough of it. Really can't. And it's unfortunate we only have a limited amount of episodes left. I think we have 10 more. We have 10 more after this episode, and we're done. And that's it. And that sucks. It sucks, because this show is fantastic. It's so good. But, hey, at least we have what we have, right? There's the only silver lining I can think of. But anyways, it's been a great journey so far. I can't wait to continue. What you guys think of the episode? What you think of Kraven? What you think of the fight sequences and the Liz and Peter dynamic and all that kind of stuff? And yeah, just a lot of stuff to talk about. This show is really interesting. And of course, they bring up Eddie once again, so we'll see about that. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.